Hey everybody, it's Rick Trummer from Rick Trummer Consulting and Training. Welcome to Thursday. Remember this week we're on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday schedule instead of a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday schedule, and I apologize for that ahead of time. It's just been completely crazy this time of year as we're getting ready with all the classes and all the new stuff that's kind of going on at Rick Trummer Consulting and Training. And thanks for following us and making sure that you're following the videos, and the comments coming back are fantastic. So thank you so much for being part of the group and doing some things. So this week, like I said, we've been discussing blending options, and you can get full videos on all of my stuff on our website at ricktrummer.com. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into some blending options things. This is a scenario that you're going to see an awful lot. You're on vacation, you've got that sunset shot, and the water is just too dark or something's going on. Now, a lot of people would take that certain item and just kind of do an overall exposure adjustment and then go from there. Every time you do one of those, though, it does have some degradation that goes on with the file itself. So blending options kind of gets through all of that a little bit and helps you work on that image without any degradation happening to the file itself. So in this example, what we're going to do is we're going to bring the water exposure up just a little bit here. So we're going to add a new blank layer, and we're going to be going to our gradient tool because we're going to add a beautiful gradient coming up from the bottom. Now what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have our pure black and pure white. So you can do that by clicking on the D key. That will reset your color toning here. And at the same time, you could also click this little icon here if you wanted to clear those out as well. It's imperative that you have a pure black or pure white, especially when you're using the gradient tool, so you don't have any off colors or off gradients that are kind of going through there. What we're going to do is click on the gradient editor here, and we're going to click on the second one here, which is foreground to transparent. This is going to be key to the process. Again, foreground transparent, and you're going to be clicking on the second icon here. Just click OK. Now what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be lightening. So I want white in the foreground. You can either click on your X key, which will switch that automatically, or this little arrow, back and forth arrow key will switch those back and forth for you. From here then, what we're going to do is we're just going to put a quick gradient on here. So once you click, you can hold down your shift key, and we're just going to go and do a nice straight line. And we're going to kind of add this gradient on here, and you're going, well, that doesn't look that great. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to come over to our blending options at this point, and we're going to come in and put on an overlay blending option. So what's happening is it's using different overlays, and you can see where it's lightening that front part of the water. So there's still some darkness here, so you can change that gradient. Let's go up a little bit more so that it opens up that water a little bit more there. So very, very easy to do using a blending option to be able to kind of asphyxiate a change without any degradation happening to that print or noise problems kind of coming up. So let's take a look at a couple other examples that we can do here. In this particular image, we want the background to go a little bit darker. Now again, we could go in and probably use a bunch of different tricks and going in with an adjustment layer and then doing a bunch of different things here. But if we just copy the particular image, let's just do a Command J. And at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of exposure to the back. So with Command J, you have a new layer. We're going to switch the blending options. Let's switch it to multiply. As you can see, the background goes much darker, and of course the whole image goes much darker. So we're going to add a mask. Now what we want to do is right away we want to turn the mask off. So if you click on Alter Option when you're holding down the mask, it'll actually fill the mask with black, which means that the mask is basically turned off at this point. We're going to come in with our brush now, big brush. I'm going to do this very, very quickly. We're going to come in and just take out the background. We're going to bring it down. We got a little hole right here that we can fix. Don't worry about getting sloppy at this point. We can just kind of come in. Let's just get that little area down below. Now what we'll do is we'll just come in with black in the foreground to hide those areas that we don't want affected with the change or with the movement of that. So we're just going to come in, kind of fine tune, and there we go. Let's just grab this arm a little bit here. And now we've kind of done a real quick selection in here. Didn't take too long. We could go in and do much finer points, but this is a really quick way of going in and switching back and forth and then using multiply to do a quick selection into the background to be able to do that. So can we do it in the vice versa way? Absolutely. So on this image, what we want to do is lighten the actual background. So let's do another copy of the image. We're going to be, again, Command J or Control J, depending if you're Mac or PC. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to send this one to screen, which is going to lighten the background of the image. Again, we're going to be adding a new layer mask. So Alt or Option, they'll turn that mask off. We'll come in with our brush. We're going to have white in the foreground, and now we're brushing in that background a little bit so it's not so dark. Very easy to do. We'll grab a little bit bigger brush here. Again, I'm being very sloppy on this to kind of just move in. I'm using a really soft brush too. If you haven't noticed, I'm at a 0 is hardness, and that will just be a nice little kind of bleed in there so it's not so exacting. We can get into the finer points of Photoshop once we kind of go through. Now, if you make any errors, it's okay. Just switch that back to black. Just come through and swipe any areas that you feel that you got in mistake, like the arm here. There we go. And we just did a quick selection here. So by using the screen mode on our particular image in blending options, we were able to lighten that background just real quickly. So hopefully you're enjoying this series on blending options this week. I'm really excited about this because blending options does a huge amount of stuff. So we're going to be kind of taking you through some composite work and things like that. So again, hope you've been enjoying the day, hope and enjoying this series. And again, I'm Rick Trummer from Rick Trummer Consulting and Training. Have a great day.